Welcome to the Huddle. I'm Demetrius Wright. Along with me, my co-host, I have columnist and sports editor from the Vista, Rick Lemon. How you doing, Rick?
I'm doing great, D. How you doing today?
Pretty good. I'm doing good. Okay, our other co-host, we have a former collegiate quarterback and current photojournalist for the Youth Central News, Dylan Schwartz. How you doing today?
I'm doing great, D. Excited to be here. Thanks for having me.
All right, let's get to the show. Let's see who won, who lost, and all the scores. UCO beat Midwestern State University 26-17. Great game. Edmond Memorial High School, the Bulldogs 35-0 over Edmond North. And Santa Fe beat Moore High School 41-21. All right, Rick. How do you feel about this week's game? Let's get started with Edmond Santa Fe as they take on the Lions. Tell me about it.
Well, this game I was really excited to see. I wanted to really watch how the quarterback Keaton Torrey and the rest of Santa Fe dealt with the tough loss of their crosstown rivals last week. I think they really showed up with a drive and a purpose and really showed what they could do. Dylan, what do you think about Santa Fe and their swarming defense?
Well, I felt Santa Fe really needed to bounce back from their loss last week to North. I felt like they got upset in that game. This game, they were obviously much more athletic than the Moore Lions, and that showed. I think they got complacent in a lot of points of that game to where they really need to buckle down and be sure to finish out games because that's what caused them the win in week one. But other than that, very good win and solid win by Santa Fe.
Okay, and what about the second Edlem game of the season? Memorial took on Edmond North. What's your question about that, Dylan?
I want to just know, do you guys think that Edmond Memorial is the best team in Edmond? I mean, that's simple as that. They seem to be out there show it first 2 weeks of the season. They haven't allowed a point all year. What do you guys think?
I tell you guys, I think the defense is much better than what they're saying, and I really think that the passing game is pretty good for the Memorial. They might be the best team.
I think they might be the best team in Edmond, but honestly, it's their passing game that's their biggest weakness. Their running game with their quarterback and running back combo, fantastic. They could run through just about anyone. And that defense, it might not just be the best in Edlem. It might be one of the best in the state.
Yeah, with such a great running game, they really don't need to rely too much on the pass with Murawski, but he does seem to really air it out when he needs to for him.
Well, you know what? Let's get to our first highlights of this week. But before we get to the highlight, we're going to go to commercial. This is our first commercial of the day.
Here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. You know, but it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, you know, she's putting them in the same basket. Again. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
Acceptable? Yes, now there are more items you can place in your Edmond recycling bin, like newspapers, magazines, phone books, and junk mail. Edmond recycles. It's what we do. Changing your view is what we want to do.
Back to the huddle. Thanks, guys. Welcome back to the Huddle, your favorite football show. Before we show you the highlights of Santa Fe versus Moore game, let's talk briefly about the game going into the game. Santa Fe came off a loss.
Yeah, they were upset last week by Edmond North, which they were beat late in the fourth quarter, so a win this week would be great for them to bounce back.
Right, Dylan. This game really needed to be a statement game, I think, for Santa Fe. And they really came out and showed what they can do when they stay focused.
Let's show the highlights from the Santa Fe Moore game.
Early action, Santa Fe Wolves and Moore Lions. Santa Fe's defense come up early in the first possession, getting the punt block right there. Calvin Bundage with the block and Dylan Williams with the scoop and score. Santa Fe's defense started off early, making the score 7-0. More coming on strong in the next possession, though, when Josh Detweiler, sophomore quarterback, rolls out and throws this bomb over to the end zone. Intended for Abel Williams, but got knocked around a little bit. Eventually, Darian Hauser comes up with it. They get the touchdown and tie the score. Keaton Torrey and the Santa Fe offense just seem to have all the answers tonight, though, as he throws this rocket over the middle, going all the way to Davion Ballard, who continues to run and eventually keeps on scoring. Later on, Moore seemed to be trying to pull all the tricks out of the playbook to get back in this game, including this screen pass from Detweiler all the way to KJ Carruthers, who gets some blocks in front and gets an open lane and runs all the way into the end zone. Their defense wanted to get in the game, too, with Keontae Hawthorne coming off from outside linebacker, blocking the ball back, and since it was a lateral, he was able to pick it up off the ground and run it all the way in for a defensive score of Moore's own. Santa Fe seemed to have all the answers, though, and they got the run game started right here with Malcolm Dade running it in. By that point, it was already 49-21, and the push-up board was looking a little bit soft.
All right. Those were the highlights from Santa Fe's Thursday showdown with the Moore Lions. I don't know about you guys, but that was one of the most exciting blowouts that we've seen this year. Now, what do you guys think about the Santa Fe getting their first win of the season?
I mean, I loved it. I think that they really showed out, like I said, and came out with a purpose and showed what they can do whenever they focus. Dylan, you talked a little bit about them losing focus in the first game, and that's what cost them. But I think here they showed that if they really do keep it together and they have so much athleticism, they can keep up with just about anybody.
Well, Dee, it's like you said, it was a very exciting blowout due to the fact that the Moore Lions did start to creep back in, and that's what I meant by Santa Fe gets complacent at times and they don't really have the opportunity to finish out games. So, I mean, that was good they got the win, but they're definitely going to have to tighten some things up going forward with the season.
Now, as we move on into Edlam, and we had the Memorial Bulldogs versus the Santa Fe, no, I apologize.
North Huskies.
North Huskies. Now, on that game, it was my alma mater, so I'm just happy about it. They played great because they won 35-0.
Well, I mean, yet they haven't given up a point all year. So, I mean, anytime you start out 2 games into the season, you haven't allowed a point. I mean, Justin Meredith has got to be pretty happy about the way his defense flies the ball and gets there and able to just disrupt everything that their opponents have been trying to do thus far.
Like we said before, their defense is absolutely legit. And if they can really get their passing game together and add that facet into their offense, they'll be a contender all year.
Absolutely.
Now, we were going to show you the highlights, but we had some technical difficulties. So let's go to a commercial.
Plenty of room to swing a rope. Plenty of heart and plenty of hope.
Oklahoma weather been sweeping down the plain, and the waving wind
can sure smell sweet
when the wind comes right behind the rain. Oklahoma every night,
My honey lemon eye.
sit alone and talk,
And watch ya hop.
making crazy circles in the sky. We know we belong to the land, and the land we belong to is grand.
We're only saying
You're doing fine, Oklahoma. Oklahoma! O-K-L-A-H-O-M-A, Oklahoma. Okay!
Oklahoma, come see for yourself.
Huddle. The Chols are rolling. The defense is playing better than they have played in 10 years. My hooves are up. I'm driving the bandwagon. Dylan, tell me what you think about the Broncos.
This is the best that I've seen the Broncos play since my time at the school. Their defense is much improved, obviously, since last year, and Chaz Stollard has them rolling in a direction that I haven't seen that offense run, honestly. Simple as that.
All right, let's go into those highlights because I want to see that game. That was a good game. I love seeing this game.
UCO getting amped up and ready to play in their home opener, taking on the Griffins of Missouri Western. Early action, UCO with the ball, quarterback Chaz Stollard with the play action fake and taking a shot deep down the field. Pass intended for Marquez Clark, and the pass is intercepted by Missouri Western and returned up the left sideline. 2 plays later, Missouri Western would strike first with a 30-yard passing touchdown to get them off to a 7-0 lead early on. The Broncos would quickly respond, though, when quarterback Chaz Stollard finds Connor Pulley with a perfectly thrown ball on the right sideline. The score making the game 14-10 at halftime. Second half, UCO with the ball and driving. Chaz Stollard seems to be all wrapped up for the sack, but oh wait, he ends up getting out of it and escapes and gets the ball out to Christian Hood, who takes the ball 35 yards and down to the 1-yard line. The Broncos are ready to strike. Stollard calls on himself and finds his inner Tim Tebow and plowing the ball into the end zone to tie the game up at 17 apiece. UCO would get the ball back to drive all the way back down the field to the 1-yard line to be denied entry by Missouri Western. The drive would set up the go-ahead field goal by Seth Hiddink to put the Broncos up 20-17 with under a minute left to play. Last hope for Missouri Western. Throwing up the left sideline when the pass is picked off by Cody Jones for his second interception of the game, and he returns this all the way to the end zone, making the final score of the game UCO 26, Missouri Western 17. UCO fans would rush the field after the game in celebration. The win was the first time that the Broncos have beaten Missouri Western, and we caught up with wide receiver Connor Pulley after the game.
I remember my redshirt freshman year. I mean, there was open spots all over. Last night we had a huge pep rally, and the fans is one of the main reasons we got that last drive. They were behind us. It felt great, man.
Who would have thought that the Broncos moved into a tie for first place? Dylan, tell me your thoughts.
What an exciting win for the program and for the school in general. I mean, obviously, you saw the fans rush the field. That's obviously the best game that I've been a part of. What do you guys feel about it?
I'm pumped about the way the Broncos are playing. I'm just excited. Rick, what do you got to add?
Yeah, I got one thing that really needs to be talked about, and that's how much improvement the front line of UCO's defense have truly made this season. They have true depth this year, and with Adrian Mack leading the way, they have really taken a step up this season.
Absolutely.
So coming up after the break, we'll get through the hits of the week and see which quarterback drops some dimes.
So who's going to do what?
I'll pack the dead batteries.
Great.
I'll only put what I don't need into a duffel bag.
Perfect. That's totally unhelpful.
No problem.
Meanwhile, I will try to comfort everyone by speaking in a calm voice.
And who is going to handle supplies?
I can forget to do a list for us.
Thanks, pal.
We couldn't be any less prepared. I'm proud of you guys.
Talk to your kids about who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Visit ready.gov/kids for tips and information.
All right, welcome back. What we're going to do now is we're going to take it over to Austin, who talked to several people after the games, in every game. It's called Literally Speaking. Toss it. Here we go. 2.
Thanks, Dee. This week on Literally Speaking, I picked out 2 stellar performances from this past week on both sides of the ball. First off is my Defensive Player of the Week, or should I say Players of the Week. The entire Memorial defense got a shutout this week against Edmond North. The defense allowed just 34 yards of offense, including -17 through the first 3 quarters. That's right, I had more yards than the Huskies through 3 quarters. The defense has allowed just 92 yards per game this season and has recorded 2 straight shutouts. Congratulations to the Bulldogs defense on their great performance. Next up is my Offensive Player of the Week, and it goes to UCO redshirt freshman quarterback Chaz Stollard. The offense struggled at times against Missouri Western, but Stollard made big plays late in the game. Stollard finished 29 of 37 for 271 yards and a touchdown, while also recording 90 yards on 19 carries and the game-tying touchdown. Congratulations to the Bulldog defense and Chaz Stollard on great performances this week. That is it for this week of Literally Speaking. Back to you, Dee.
Okay. Thank you, Austin. Okay, Rick, give us a list of who had the biggest hits this week.
That's right, everyone. Welcome back to another edition of Rick's Hit Stick, where we feature the biggest slams, the most vicious sacks, and sometimes something that might just catch you a little bit off guard. But let's roll the film and see what's up.
Starting off hit sticks with number 5, we go back to Edlin Part 2 when North quarterback Noah Toes goes back for the pass but doesn't see the weak side blitz. And then Memorial outside linebacker Courtney Williams coming up with a big hit. Number 4 out of Western Missouri and UCO, Raphael Spencer, the running back, tries to get around the defense. Adrian Mack coming up with a big hit, though, to make the stop. Number 3 coming out of the Santa Fe game, Keaton Torrey, with probably one of my favorite plays of the day, comes out, says, "Get out of here, son. You're not going to tackle me." Number 2, Moore from the Santa Fe game. Moore tries to use the bubble screen to get out a little bit. Gets thrown out, but gets sniffed out by Santa Fe linebacker Mike Coates. And then number 1, top play of the day. After the game-winning field goal, UCO kicks off, Missouri Western's last chance to get good field position, and he gets taken down by Riley Galen to end the game.
Guys, I feel like KJ 103 up in here. I'm giving you all the hits. Now I need some listener feedback. What'd you all think?
I like the hits. My favorite was the quarterback running over the defensive, whoever it was, he got in his way, but I like when quarterbacks hit people.
Well, like you said, Keaton Torrey definitely laid the hammer on that last run. So, I mean, I'm going to have to go with that one being the best one. But I also like that bubble screen. I thought that kid came up and really read that play well with the big hit.
Okay, Dylan, I need you to tell me who is dropping dimes this week, because we had a great time on the field, and I want to see who dropped some dimes.
We had some good ones this week, Dee, from all the games. So enough talking. Let's get to the dimes already, shall we?
First up on Dylan's dimes, we have number 5, Santa Fe quarterback Keaton Torrey, dropping back and airing it out deep down the field to his receiver, Caden Traber, who goes 70 yards for the touchdown. Next up at number 4, we have Edmond Memorial quarterback Mick Marerski doing a little half roll and throwing on the run in the corner pocket between 2 defenders. At number 3, we have Marerski again on a 3rd and 8, getting some pressure up the middle when he does a little perfectly thrown jump pass for the first down. What a playmaker this kid is. At number 2, during the UCO game, Chaz Stoller throws a perfectly thrown ball over the shoulder to Connor Pulley, who brings it down for the touchdown. The score helped UCO get the win over Missouri Western. And at number 1, in your Dylan dime of the week, Missouri Western throws a ball up the left sideline, a perfectly thrown ball to, UCO's Cody Jones, who intercepts it and runs it back for the touchdown.
And that
was Dylan's dimes of the week. All right, let's take a quick commercial break.
This is the moment I knew his future had no boundaries.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org.
Here's your check.
Oh, you got it. You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. Got it. No.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early.
You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
All right, it's time for predictions. Now, last week, yours truly went 3-0. I won all my games. You went what, 1 and 2?
2 and 1.
2 and 1.
2 and 1 myself.
1 and 2.
Woo! Better pick it up. All right, this week, Dylan, start us off.
Well, I think Santa Fe is going to beat Southmore. I don't think Southmore's young team can hang. I think Edmond North is going to go up to Stillwater High and beat them. Edmond Memorial over the Mustangs. or Mustang, excuse me, and UCO is going to go up to Emporia State and win that one. I made that mistake last week, but I won't do it again. I'm going to take the Broncos.
All right, Austin, it's your turn. Let me see.
Okay, so I've decided to pick Santa Fe over Southmore. I saw Southmore play. They weren't that impressive. I think Santa Fe's finding some groove, so I got them winning that one. I have not been impressed with Edmond North, so I think Stillwater's going to beat them. I mean, it may just be overreaction to the Memorial game, but Stillwater's 2-0. And Memorial's defense is just going to be too good for Mustang. They're just playing lights out right now. And then I also am going to go with UCO over Emporia. They're so much better than last season. I think they do it.
Rick, what do you got?
Well, like you guys, I see Santa Fe's athleticism just coming through. We've seen Southmore play twice now. They're not very good. I think their offense isn't good enough to stay on the field. I got Santa Fe winning that one. I have North coming up over Stillwater. Stillwater isn't as high as they have been in a few years now. They're not as athletic as I've seen them in the past. I think North comes up with a big win. I've got Memorial coming up over Mustang. Their defense is just too strong. Maybe get another shutout, hopefully. And then I have Emporia over UCO. UCO's had great improvements this year, made big strides, but I think Emporia is just going to be too tough for them, especially on the road.
All right. I like those picks. Now, what I'm choosing is I'm taking Santa Fe over Southmore, Stillwater over North, my Memorial over Mustang, and I'm riding the wagon, baby. UCO over Emporia. Hooves up. All right, as we close, as I said last week, I'm 3-0 in my picks. So let's see if you can continue. If I continue this, I almost got choked up there. I'm so happy to win. That's all the time we have for this week on the Huddle. I'm Demetrius Wright.
I'm Dylan Swartz.
And I'm Rick Lemon.
Stay tuned next week for the Huddle. Thanks. Bye-bye.